but you had amazing grace. I know you're way off up in the clouds, but if you could still.
Hey guys, Brent here with Top Dollar Fur. So today I'm going on a buy-in trip, just a little bit north of me. Only traveling a couple hours away. I'm going to Elk Point, St. Paul, and Bonnyville, Alberta. And hopefully I pick up 50 coyotes. This is definitely the most unorganized trip I've had of the year so far. Usually I have all my stops laid out and my contacts made and you know, everything's confirmed, but this trip is a little bit up in the air as far as what time I'm meeting guys and how many coyotes I'm getting. So my goal on this trip is to at least get 30 coyotes. That way I cover all my traveling expenses and make the price of gas a little easier to swallow. If I could get 50 coyotes today, that would be great, but I think it'll be a lot closer to 30. Hey guys, Brent here, Top Dollar Fur. So I'm here with Rob Reynolds. Rob's a new trapper, and he's brought me some kites today. So Rob, how did you start? How did you get into trapping? You said this is kind of a new adventure for you.
Yeah, no, I have a little spare time in the winters, and
yeah,
you know, we like to deer hunt quite a bit, so we're trying to keep the predators in check. I've got we raise a few cattle as well, and
right,
we had an oil field guy say that he saw a coyote standing in the back of a cow waiting for it to calve.
Yeah, the
calf was half out and it was ready, so it kind of all fits in. So.
Yeah, no, they can definitely be bad. So before you started trapping, were you shooting coyotes also?
Yeah, we call coyotes in. And
so I talk a lot about. I'm no gun expert. I've always been interested in guns and different rounds and stuff like that. But what are you using when you're shooting coyotes? And like I said, I'm not a ballistics expert. If you start talking about different velocities and stuff, I can't quote for information word for word like some guys can. So what do you like to shoot for your kites?
To be honest, I'm a little different, and this is maybe where I contradict myself with trapping, but we like shooting them with shotguns up close and personal. we like calling them in like right there. So
I don't like buying coyote shot with shotguns, and the reason that is when you shotgun a coyote, you'll actually give them a haircut. Yeah. And lots of times coyote will run by and you boom boom boom. We hit them on the third shot, but the first and the second shot you gave them a haircut too. So of the batch that you brought me today, are these all?
No, these are
all snared. Awesome. Yeah.
Actually, one this little fox was shot, but I shot him right in the face, so it should be totally fine.
So Rob, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to start grabbing your kites and start grading them. I always like to start with the good one, but I don't always grab a good one off the top. So typically what I'll do is I'll make 3 or 4 piles and then do some regrading on it too.
I know there's so what, like you trap obviously.
Yeah, I'm a trapper too, so I usually catch about 100 kites a year too. Yeah.
What causes, like, is it the ravens picking at them a little bit? Like I've got 2 that have like belly holes, eh?
Yeah. We'll look at them when we get to them. So this guy right here, Rob, is a small pup.
Yeah.
Pups this year, even if they have the most beautiful fur in the world, are in very, very little demand. So let's set that guy on the side. This is a smaller coyote, but this is what I would call a juvenile, so he can go into that pile. What do you think about the weather right now?
Minus 30. It's just been a roller coaster, eh? Up and down.
Such crazy weather this year. Like, it was so warm to start the year. and then a bunch of snow, and then cold. It's ridiculous. Like it's made it a challenge for me snaring, right? So generally, Rob, when you have more coyotes at the top than you do at the bottom, that's probably a good indicator right away. And your coyotes are good. Like this one, that's another jewel. Okay, so he's got some weird stuff going on. So this coyote, he's right opened up. Now why he is, I believe that a bird has pecked at him, but the way it is, it kind of looks like he was maybe either eagle, because like those are rib bones, right? See, or he might have had a sore and they got into that sore. So
that was 3 days after. 3 days after it checked. It's a pretty fox.
Yeah, foxes have very little value right now, but you know, I'll definitely give you something for him. Hey Rob, so I'm just going to go over the coyotes. I've regraded them all. The top 3 coyotes here are very good coyotes. These are all $50 coyotes. Nice clean bellies, heavy furred, next to no damage. On your second pile, I got you at $30 a piece. They're just a little bit smaller and a little bit weaker coyotes. You know, they're still decent coyotes, but you can see this guy, he's got a little bit of an issue. I believe this is a snare catch issue where he probably rubbed on his snare back and forth. And you got another decent coyote here, but he's dark with a weaker belly, so that's why he goes in that pile. And then your bottom group, I got you at $20 a piece on these guys. And the reason why I'm so tough on these is 2 of them are small pups, and pups have a very tough market. And then you got that one with a little bit of damage, and I'm worried about hair slippage on that guy. So, and then $5 for the fox, and then these 2 coyotes here, like I was telling you before, I just don't believe that there's any value in them. This guy has a huge damage on the side, which is, you know, possibly an eagle or a raven, or like I was saying, he could have been whacked by a vehicle. And then your last guy with no value, he's got damage in his neck. It's a fur lice issue, so I'm not sure exactly where your average is, but I think you're about $35 or something like that. It's not great, but that's where I am.
Good. Oh.
Can we make that work?
The lighter, the whiter coyotes.
So definitely the whiter the belly, the better, and then the lighter colors in the back. And like your coyotes are kind of an average mix of what I buy. Yep. The farther we get down to the south, you know, you get down to Coronation and Kinnersley, Crawford, you know, that area down there, they really start lightening up. But I haven't been too tough on your darker coyotes, and like I said, they're kind of an average mix. But yeah, for you to get that $50 coyote, you want a nice light belly, good heavy fur on the back, and generally, yeah, the lighter the better. Yeah. Hey guys, Brent here, Top Dollar Fur. So I'm just up in the Bonnyville, St. Paul, Elk Point area on a coyote buying trip, and ran into Aaron, and Aaron had 2 foxes and heavy damaged coyote. So I just bought his foxes from him, but he started asking me some questions about what type of a rifle he should buy for hunting coyotes, and so we did a quick little interview, and I'll show you that and see what you guys think. Hey guys, Brent here, Top Dollar Fur again. So I'm just up in St. Paul, Alberta, and I ran into Aaron. Aaron brought me a couple shot foxes that he had harvested. Luckily, they were super low damage, so I was able to give him a few dollars for them. And Aaron started to ask me some questions about coyotes and calibers and stuff. So I thought I'd make a quick quick video. So Aaron, you were asking me about calibers. What was the exact question you kind of asked me?
Well, just curious to see what size like you kind of prefer to have guys shoot coyotes with, or foxes. Just least amount of damage.
So for coyotes, anything that basically starts with a 2 gets you in the ballpark. So, you know, your 22 250, your 243, your 270 even. But ideally, the highest that you want to go would be a 22 250, and then you got to really play with your bullet combinations, because if you just go to the store and buy your typical 22 250 shell, you know, say a varmint round, a lot of the times you're splitting your coyotes in half, and then, you know, I think you stuck around today long enough that you saw, you know, some coyotes I had bought for $50. Well, if you shoot one of those coyotes with your 22 250 and it splits that coyote in half, they got a big, you know, 3-inch exit hole or something like that, you're all of a sudden he's a $20 coyote now.
Yeah.
But ideally, the best gun for you to buy is either a 204 Ruger or a 223. So low battery, I don't know if we got any of that or not. So the 204 Ruger is super fast. It's obviously a smaller caliber, but you'll reach out to, you know, beyond 300 yards easily. So it's kind of comparable to a 22 250, except without as much punch.
Okay.
And then your 223 is a very, very common caliber for coyotes, and it does very little damage, and you'll easily get out to 300 yards. Some guys even say they're getting out to 350 yards for coyotes. And like, I don't know if are you a hunter or you shoot lots?
Yeah.
So like a 350 yard shot is a long, for most guys, unless you're an extreme shooter, that's a long ways. Most kites are shot within 200 yards.
Yeah.
So, you know, having that 223, which, you know, it's not going to go to 500 yards, you're still going to be able to kill, you know, 9% of the coyotes that you see or call.
Yeah, exactly.
So my interview with Aaron got cut a little bit short. The next guy showed up to sell me some coyotes. One thing that I didn't really get around to talking to Aaron about was, you know, what to use on foxes. So my opinion is, if a fox is in your farmyard, hey, you shoot that fox, protect your livestock. You know, they can do a number on chickens or cats, and you don't want them in your farmyard. So shoot them with whatever you want. If you want to be selling them for fur, you know, 22 Magnum, 17 HMR, those little rifles work good for foxes. If you're calling coyotes and you call in a fox, I'd really prefer that you don't shoot that guy at all. Their value is really low right now, so I would let those foxes go. And if you do shoot that fox with your coyote gun, say you're using 22 250 or 204 or 223, you're going to absolutely destroy that fox. So don't shoot the foxes. There's going to be no value, and you might as well shoot a tree, because those foxes that you're calling in aren't hurting anything. If they're in your farmyard, totally different story. Hey guys, so I just pulled up to the gas pump here, and I believe I got about 55 coyotes in the back of my truck, and up walks Kelly. So this is a situation that happens often. So Kelly, whereabouts are you from again?
We're from Nanaimo, BC, on Vancouver Island.
Yeah, and so what was your first impressions when you walked up and saw what you see in the back of the truck?
So we're getting gas in this petrol can, and I see this truck roll in with a bunch of fur in the back, and I look, I'm like, oh geez, only in Alberta.
Yeah, no, that's true. So from what I see in BC is people are a little bit less accepting of what I would call our redneck lifestyle in Alberta. But your coat has some fur trim on it, so I can tell by looking at it that it's not real fur. But are you opposed to having fur on stuff like jackets, or is it just a personal choice that you're, or can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Well, personally, I'm not against it.
Yeah.
My son-in-law hunts, so like I have the understanding of like hunting for food and whatnot.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about fur trade or what happens there. I don't know if it's done for population control. Or, but I think that's it's probably a necessary thing that happens too. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so you had asked me
I'm
a
not
couple.
opposed to it. No.
Yeah, no, that's great. So you had asked me a couple questions when you pulled up, and one was, basically it was why, I think, right? Why are all those kites in the back of your truck?
Yeah, why do you have all those in the back of your truck?
Yeah. So I am a fur buyer. These kites will all get skinned and done up, and they'll go to the fur auction, and then they'll go for trim items, just like your jacket. Some will go to countries like China or other parts. They'll go to Europe and they'll get made into longer jackets, but it's all for the fashion industry is what they're made up. And kites are a very, very good insulator in cold weather, right? You have a harsh, like today I wish I had a kite jacket on, and if this part of your jacket is called your ruff. So if you have kite fur, you can pull that up, and it is a really great insulator on cold days. So, yeah. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you being friendly and walking up and asking questions. That was good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good luck.
All right, thank you. So you can see I made out pretty good. I think I'm at 52 coyotes and a couple foxes. I was pretty happy about the quality of fur I was able to pick up today. I was worried that some of the fur would be very shot up, but actually it was quite good. So that's probably my last major buying trip of the year. I'm going to do a couple smaller ones, but there'll be trips where I'll be picking up 10 or maybe 20 coyotes in total. But overall, it was a pretty good season. The cool stuff is I've met some good people and built some good relationships for next year. So hopefully next year, maybe I have that 1,000 coyote season instead of a 500 coyote season like I'll probably get this year. But guys, by no means does that mean I'm shutting down my YouTube channel. I'm actually just getting started, so stay tuned for more fur handling tips. There might be another buying trip in the near future. And ice fishing season isn't over yet, and right after that we're going to get into the freshwater season. I love to catch walleyes, so like and subscribe on my channel, and maybe we'll see some of that sweet walleye action. And if you stumbled on my channel on YouTube and you want to see some more behind the scenes stuff, go to Instagram and follow Top Dollar Fur on Instagram.